we're back for a third day. I'm not going to get as many out today, but you know that's just kind of how it runs. So welcome back to the CC Summer Showdown course critiques. Going to start off today with Petrichor Golf by Pablo. Before I do all of these, I always point out, I'm going to be using player clubs over tour clubs if this is geared towards CC difficulty. So I feel like a lot of those guys are going to actually be playing with player clubs over tour clubs. So, you know, just defeats the purpose to play it with tour clubs. Secondly, I really don't care how I play for the most part on these courses, as long as I'm not shanking the ball all over the damn place. My scoring is not indicative of the judging. It's also not indicative of whether it rates out as CC difficulty or not. I get more into that when I actually do judging on the courses. This is my first time looking at these courses, so I'm giving initial impressions. I am going to make comments. As I make comments, if I point something out as a technical flaw, then it's a technical flaw. You know, you can argue if you want to, but the other judges aren't going to see it any differently than I do, and aren't going to be as nice about it as I am. Secondly, any opinion that I give is just that. It's an opinion. If I make comments that you don't agree with, that you feel they're negative, just take them for what they are. It's just my own personal view as a designer. I look at things, and it's my eyeballs that are saying that this might make it play a little bit better, make it look a little bit better. It doesn't mean what you did is wrong. It just means I see it a little bit different way. So take it for what it's worth. But whatever, please don't come back onto the forums and put a wall of text complaining about the critique in your course thread, or start sending me a bunch of nasty little PMs. So all that does is make me not want to do these at all. Like I said, just take it for what it's worth. So now we've got that out of the way, let's jump into Petrichor Golf by Pablo. I think he recommended the blue tees on this. Didn't care about the pin set, so we'll just roll with pin set 1. We'll be running at 6,900 yards. While this is loading up, and I take a few practice swings, point out that we have the TGCT After Dark Society that is up on PS4. It is basically up on PC. We'll be starting events in that on short order, so if you're looking for a fun society to play in either one of those, go ahead and join up. For those of you that have already signed up, I've actually approved a lot of memberships, but you have to log back into the society and accept it to be able to be on the member list. So there is that. But we'll be getting some official events off as we go. So go ahead and let this pan out before I start my practice swings here, because I haven't done anything in the game today, so my swing's probably going to be all janky. Start out. You want to be careful on this one, Pablo, with your fogginess haze that you have going on here in your lighting. This could be a little bit dark in areas, so I just want to be careful of that, but look off this one isn't bad. It has kind of that Shaliath overcast vibe to it. There we go. Okay, maybe we'll get some good swings in this morning, unlike yesterday morning. Until you hit the first shot, and it's completely different from those practice swings. We're starting out at 1 or 386 here. Pretty clean opening hole. Decent bunkering over there to the left. I might raise that up just a little bit. Might raise it up just a little bit, flatten out your pan. Some there in the bottom. It's a little bit rugged on your sculpting in the bottom of your bunker right there, but all in all, not bad. Of course, we're going to get a fast one right off the bat, so maybe I get to see one of those bunkers up close. Fuck my life, man. Tell you what, this is what makes this game unenjoyable. Sorry, Pablo, I don't actually get to play your first hole. I get to avoid shit. that I'm sorry on that one is not of my own doing. It's a big old green. Pretty mild in some of the sculpting right there, so should be able to handle a variety of pin locations without it being too over the top. 153 green speed. Solid look off the tee. Still got a little bit of refinement going on with the brushes right here. A lot better effort on your brush shapes for sure. But they get away from you a little bit here and there, but that's very minor ticky-tack kind of stuff. I'd probably raise this bunker right here up. I'd raise that up just a little bit. Only because from the tee box it gets lost a little bit. I think it helps your hole if that's a little bit more visible. Right there. It sets you a little bit of a strong edge. Other than that, I really like some things going on this hole. Kind of the same thing here. I like your hill. I like the idea of it. I think it does a lot for this bunker right here. I'd be a little bit smoother with my brush coming off the top of the hill down in this area, given this style course. I wouldn't make it quite as rugged. Right there is what it is. Smooth that out and lower that hill right there just a little bit, just for your green complex, and then you show off your bunkers back there in the back a lot better. Hold on one second, I got a phone call. Hello. No, just have him send that paperwork back to me. No, I kicked that out last week, man, and I'm not going to redo it. So just have him send the updated paperwork to me, and I'll go through it and look at it. So I'm not going to revise that bid any more than I already have. I mean, I'm not giving shit away for free. You know what I mean? Okay. Yep, that'll work. Thanks. Bye. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes work does come into play on these. Yeah, a little bit smoother coming off your hill right there. Gives that a lot cleaner look. And lowered it just a little bit. Doesn't have to be by much. A couple of feet right there. You've got a really sharp look going into your... Got a really sharp look going into that. So... Guess I'm going to have to take about 40 more practice swings because for whatever reason I've lost the perfect on this. I'm trying. This is my first one of the day on this one, so... classic Griff, par 5. That one's 100% on a fast downswing. Darcy, stop. No, it's not. It's not my thumb, man. Believe me, I promise it's not my thumb. It's, for whatever reason, it just goes in and out. I ain't gonna win shit tonight. What I've been playing the last 3 days. I was pretty spot on last night, but whatever was going for me last night isn't working today. That's the same swing I use right there all the time to get perfect. Then if I slow it down, I affect some part of my swing. That's just crazy. Oh well, I'll try it like that for a while. I always love having to alter how I do it. On PC, that gives me a slow down swing every time. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think it's the elevation right here on this tee box. Pablo, you're not doing yourself any favors off this edge right here, man. This is just a cleanliness finishing type thing. But see how you're mounted right here? If you flatten that off and even lower it a little bit, compare that with your view into your green complex versus what you have right now. You're not doing yourself a favor with your finished look. I can live with the hill and the tree there on the right. It's not my favorite, but I can see where it works in. But your T complex here is kind of a distraction. Yeah, the planting on the right, I can kind of take either way. It partially hides it, especially the bunkers right there, but I can live with it. The tee box right there is throwing me a little bit off, but that's my personal opinion there, kid. Some decent work behind the hole here. You just have to be very careful with your settings that your course doesn't go too dark on you. Given your fog, I don't know if you changed your clouds or not at all, but I can see if this gets cloudy, then it will darken this course up a lot. But other than that, I don't have a problem with it given the feel to your course that you have right now. I putted through the break on that one. That was a bad putt. That was a bad putt. First round of the day. It always takes me a little bit to get settled in here. Yeah, I can see that. If you wanted to keep this look going, I probably would have got rid of all the clouds because I'm afraid as I get through this round, I'm going to have a couple of places that it just gets very, very dark and overcast in a hurry, like I'm about to get hit by a thunderstorm. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what your vision is, then that's what your vision is. But I'm just saying, from a play standpoint, playing over and over, you don't want to get away. This is interesting right here, the planting. I like the planting on the left of the tee box right here. I do like that. Just from the sight line, I'm not panning out over it at this point, but it creates a solid visual off the tee there. I'm not sure what I'm thinking about some of this up here yet, especially in front of the green. I mean, you've embedded the rock well right there, and I see where you're going with the bushes, but I'm not sure that I would have done that for the tee box. But that's just a personal choice, nothing more. I'm going to be stupid. Am I going to clear that? Yeah, just barely. Come on, roll back down. Son of a bitch. Any other time I play that shot, that ball's going to roll back 20 feet on me. Whew. That's a tough pin right there, Pablo. Yeah, you got all the contouring going one way, like from the back, and that's cool. Just puts a premium on landing the ball in certain places, but you've got some tough putts on this green regardless. Which, with it being a shorter hole, that's I can live with it. But just want to make sure you don't give something really ugly coming back for par as well, and this could very, very easily do that. Yeah, I mean I can't really hit that ball. If I actually go for the putt on that, I'm a long ways off. So, slower greens, tough putt. Good whole concept. You just missed the boat in a couple of areas on this one. These bunkers over here to the left, raise them up, give me some views on them. They're sunk in just a little bit more to the point of where you could actually raise this side of the fairway and create some camber left to right on that. That would actually fit this hole really well, but at least make them visible. It's losing it just a little bit on that. What's up, Chad? So, nice whole concept on this one. It's a little bit smoother in some areas. Just where your brushes are coming off, just think about blending this area right here on your hill. See how stark that is? It's just a little bit more pleasing to the eye if you have a little bit softer slope from the top down here into this valley. It's a little bit of smoothing right here, and this looks really, really sharp. Slippery ass little greens, aren't they? Slippery little greens. Exception of one hole. I don't feel I'm playing this poorly, man, but this is par, par, par on this one. Well, you guys know that we're going to point out things that we like, but we're going to hit more of the detractors than we are the wow factors. So, unfortunately, that's just the nature of a design contest. I mean, this is how you start setting things apart. So, I will point out good features and things I like, but I'm not going to fail to hit the things I'm not crazy about either. I'm not sure about this tree up here on the right hand side, Pablo. I'm not sure that this works on this hole. I mean, I realize it's a short hole, but you got a pretty tight landing area regardless right there. So that's, I don't know. Let me play it and see if it comes into play. It may not even come into play. Okay. It works. The elevation, that's a good optical illusion you have going right there. I don't mind pinching the landing area on this because you can play that with the 5-wood and still have a reasonable shot into it. Solid hole concept. The I think my biggest takeaway, and it seems like every time I do one of Pablo's courses for a contest, I end up having one thing that's the theme of the stream. My theme this time, he's definitely improved on his brushwork on the fairways. Looks a lot cleaner than pretty much anything he's ever released before. Um, Bunkers could use a little bit here and there, and that's just fine tuning and getting that look down. I'm not going to complain about him a lot at the moment, but the smoothing, like this little hill right here, this can be a lot smoother from your top right here. Just using a gradient coming down and let it feed into this rise, and then back down a little bit more. If it's smoother, it looks great and it works, and it gives a whole different look and feel to this hole. The way it is right now, it looks abrupt, and it's almost a distraction. Only because you don't find a lot of courses that are going to have that kind. I mean, in real life, meaning you just don't find land really that cuts that way. You will here and there, but it's not a normal thing. You can see where, like right here, where you've almost bit into your hillside right there with your brush when you pan out from it. It's the same thing. Go with your round, soft, fuzzy brush, click on it at the top, hold and drag it, do it in segments, and just work it down there into your valley. And if you do that between this hill and this back hill right here through your rising and your lower right there, you've got a really nice flow going on that, and it's visually appealing as well as playability wise. It's a little bit less rugged, so to speak. Ooh, this is going to be a mean little shot right here. Yeah, and that's one thing that I think people are learning right now is that on your sculpting, you can't hide from it in this game. You could get away with some things in TGC 1 because of the way the game rendered textures and the terrain and everything, but in this game, you can't. If you've got sculpting that's even a little bit off, it sticks out. It sticks out big time. I know it sounds like it's nitpicking everything else, but that's just kind of what we do. And some people I say more about their stuff than others. I mean, I've got a relationship with Pablo, so I don't mind giving him the bare bones truth about it sometimes. My Facebook page doesn't say in a relationship with anybody. Somebody'd have a hard time even finding my Facebook page. I did not keep my shit open to the public. Bunkers can be a little bit cleaner, but that's a ticky tack thing. Once again, not sure about the tree here. I guess with an iron, it's not going to come into play, but it sure feels weird. Yeah, if you're actually not a friend of mine on Facebook, you can't see any of my stuff. Can't see my pictures, can't see my posts, can't see anything. So I'm not one of those people that throws all my shit out in real life for people to see. Some tough greens here, man. There is not an easy putt there. No, I mean, I've got like fight videos from when I actually competed in MMA up there. I've got, or like our vacation pics and stuff like that get thrown up there. And most of the fight videos aren't even ones I had. It was from friends and stuff that have gone and videotaped stuff on that. So, and it just tags me in them and all that weird shit. But it's not stuff I leave out there for the general world to see. That's a cool little hole right here. I actually kind of like this one. Yeah, this is a good solid hole here, Pablo. Especially with that helicopter suspended when suspended animation up there. That's pretty great. Ah, shit, I lofted it too much, or did I? Ah, I wanted to bounce it in there, but I wanted a little bit closer than that. Ooh, a lot of big damn bunkers on this hole, isn't there? Massive green with a lot of slope. I'm not sure I would have put the sign there to the left. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, my eyeballs are saying get the hell out of here. But it's a personal thing. The one thing I'd say about the bunkers on some of these, just be careful that you take the time and get these things flat. You can come back over this from like this area right here, going down into here. Use the round soft fuzzy brush, raise it up 1 feet 1 inch, and that counteracts the 1 foot drop you get from using flatten in a bunker. And then just take it and smooth this pan out. I know that sounds like a very minor thing, but in a design contest, when you come down to the cleanliness in the end, and that's what it always comes down to, those are things that'll get you sometimes. So just a little bit more finish on your bunkers, especially your big ones like that, and that'll help you a lot. I probably would have done this a little bit different. I'm not sure that I like these sunk in the way they are. I probably would have used this as a hill. If you hill this up and build your bunkers into the side of that hill, and to be honest, get rid of that side of the fairway. It serves no purpose, man. It really doesn't. It's just an unused area regardless, and build that up into a hill and let that be a bank coming into that. I think that's a much better second shot on this. I know what you're going for, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here in 1 second. What's up, Matt? I'm missing some comments here. Yeah, exactly what Reed was saying. I wasn't reading Reed's comments when I was saying that, but from I'll show you with the tee shot right here. Up, we must be near hole number 9. You guys have seen it. I've been perfect with the exception of one swing this entire fucking round, and all of a sudden, bam, exact up. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Go figure. And people think it's in my fucking imagination. No, there's something up with it, man. I really do. I think there's something up with it. So, look at what you have going here, Pablo. You've got this right here. You've got your bunkers on the right. I don't even care if that landing area is expanded a whole lot because most people are going to be hitting 3-wood out of this area, unlike me, and are going to play past that area up into your neck anyway. So it's fine. But now look at your bunkers where they're not even visible. I mean, they add nothing to your course at this point visually. They're there. They might catch a shot, coming up, but then you've got a whole separate thing. So if those are 5 yards to the left of where they actually are, and that becomes a hill instead of them being sunk down, what does that do to the look of your hole, especially if you've got your camber going left to right, where it's feeding off down to the right-hand side right there, creating a bank going into it. Not enough to where it pushes people off into the rough or into your other bunkers, but enough to where, at side hills that playing into that. That just becomes a very impressive shot, where right now it just, it falls flat. I mean, that's just the only way to say it. That's just a missed opportunity. Nothing necessarily wrong with what you've done, but in the spirit of making stuff look better, that would be a pretty cool shot. That swing I just took right there, I intentionally adjusted, would have been very slow on PC. That would have been a very slow downswing on PC, without a doubt. That's tough. I don't know how far that's going to move me to the right there. I tried to muscle that through the break, and I don't know what happened on it. That almost looked like it jumped. I got to watch the replay on that. Yeah. If you watch that, it glitched. Whenever I hit, that ball actually jumped straight right off my putter. Off a glitch. That's always fun. Hoorah. Oh well. It's par on a par 5. Imagine that. Nice look off the tee. Like the way this one's framed. Plenty of space in our landing area, so. La-di-da. Same swing, guys. Same damn swing. Same fucking swing. Nice waypoint right there, eh? Now, I can live with that from the rough. I can't really do a lot more with it. That was a weird optical illusion coming in on that. What the fuck is up with that tree in the background? Is it because it's a buried tree and it's swaying? That's freaking me out. Holy crap. That bush is going to eat me. That bush is going to eat me. I swear, it looks like it's about to attack the pin here. Bunkers could be a little bit tighter up against your green right here. They're really not a hazard at that point. None of the bunkers on this hole are really a hazard with because of the distance you've got them away from the green complex. I mean, if you hit like really fast off the tee box, maybe. I mean, even a fast swing could possibly put them there, but they would be a little bit better served being tighter up against this green than where they're at. Just my opinion. There's just something off on them a little bit. They're just too far away from the eyeball. Without doing something with your terrain to bring them more into play, um, which would means you'd have a very different green than what you have right now. Having it running more right to left, feeding down into that area, that I could see, but I don't know that I want to do that green that way. They just probably need to be a little bit tighter up against the green. A little bit too far out for them to be feasible as an actual yeah, I'd agree with that, Reeve, especially on some of the link style or dune style courses. They're just missed opportunities. I mean, that's the way those style courses play in real life. And I think it's going to be a learning where it didn't necessarily work or it worked weird in TGC 1. You can do a lot of things with it in TGC 2 before, create some cool courses. Okay, I like your concept here, Pablo, but it didn't finish the way I think you wanted it to finish. And one, I'd be a little bit smoother off this right here. You can almost see your brush line where you were raising and lowering, so just come off this and make that a more gentle slope coming down to your valley, but that's a very minor thing. I have a bigger issue with the actual fairway and your look off the tee right here. You missed another opportunity. Once again, lower this side over around the bunker. Your bunker's here on the left. That's good. I like that. I like the bunker there on the left. That plays well from lower that side of it. I'd actually lower that hill a little bit, period, but definitely lower the left-hand side and raise this. Make this a hill right here and let people view that bunker off the tee, man. Think about what your shot looks like at that point. It looks like you're trying to shoot into a gap. It makes a very intimidating tee shot, even though it's not. That makes sense? Just gives you a completely different visual on it and makes it, I mean, it just steps the hole up a notch. But right now, that bunker, once again, it's there as a hazard, but it's an invisible hazard, and you do nothing for the looks of your course. Yeah, I do like going over the hill. I like the hill right there. Don't get me wrong. I do like that being hilled up right there. That's pretty cool. But I would have brought the right-hand side of my fairway up over here and let that also be a hill. And then what you've got is a camber where you are high side right, low side left coming to this area, and you maintain that all the way through this area where that entire shot is up over the top of this bunker. And if you miss over here to the right, you're still going to get kicked to the left and push you out. So it does help the player a little bit. If they're way right, then they're in the bunker, which just becomes a shit shot, and that's fine. For this length of hole and everything else, I think it plays well, but it would have just looked a lot better. And then I would have lowered my fairway here. I would have lowered this coming down and out, and you're going to see why here in 1 second. And it's because of what you've done with your green complex. You've created a pretty decent look on your green complex, but I'm going to bet you $10 before I hit this tee shot, you're going to hide it from me on my approach shot. Oh, and look at that. You hit everything from me with my approach shot. This is just a missed opportunity to take a hole that's a good solid hole right now, and then you make it a sparkling hole. And that, I mean, it's just my opinion. I know it sounds like I'm being rougher, but once again, we have more of a relationship, so I'm going to be very honest and forthright with what I have to say. I would have either dropped this. This would be the more logical of the two options. I would have started sloping this down and lowered my elevation on the end of my fairway right here. Once again, with it being a 396-yard hole, you create a little bit more jeopardy on this tee shot as well, as whether or not they can stop it. So you make people start guessing, do I use driver or I use 3-wood off the tee? The other option would be to raise this entire green complex up significantly by about 20 feet. It would have to be about a 20-foot rise for it to get the look that I'm talking about off of. And it more than likely be a combination of lowering this edge and smoothing it out from your edge right here and letting it fall more gently into this valley, into this, and then letting it come up a little bit. Raise it by about 7.5 feet on your green complex. Lower this by about 7.5 feet. And you'd be surprised what a cool looking hole you have. Just my personal opinion. Whew. Your side hill lie, man. Your greens are tricky. That is not a gimme 6-foot putt right there. Kind of pucker your butthole hitting that one. And I saw a look off the tee right there. Whew. That's actually can be a lot tighter landing zone than you think it is, even though it's wide enough over there because of the nature of the shot, the distance on it. You pinch 3-wood quite a bit and possibly run driver off, but I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it's a 330-yard hole, so if I really want to play it safe, I just take 5-wood off the tee and leave it down here. Wouldn't be a bad shot. Be careful with your sloping there on the backhand side of that. I don't necessarily want to punish somebody for a decent tee shot coming through there and run them off the fairway for no reason. You get a good strong tailwind on that, and that can be a little bit of trouble. Another tricky little putt. Get in there. Nice rock there on the left. I like how you buried that. That was a good look. Yeah, cool look there off to the left. Not to keep pointing some of the same things out, but same thing right here. I mean, you can definitely see this one off, but you could have made this a little more dynamic on the right to frame this hole, more like what you did over here on the left. Give this side, I mean, you may have, but it. Now I see what it is. I see what my eyeballs are seeing from up there. It's you got like some. I mean, this is too exaggerated. This hill and this hill right here are too exaggerated. Smooth that out, man. Either raise this side up and then smooth it out from right to left and let it camber off and shape your fairway that way, or keep your rolling hills and just smooth it from point to point, because that's a little bit rough right there. That becomes a no, I meant like there's something that's throwing it off for me from back here, and now I see what it is. It's the way he's sculpted. You don't think you can see that, but you can from back there. So that's a little bit rough right there, Pablo. Especially with it in the general landing area. Well, consensus thus far, it's a good solid course. I had no problems with the playability of it thus far. Your greens are tough, but that's fine. You know, nothing wrong with that. I don't feel like they're overdone. It's just some rough putts, but it's just some missed opportunities to take some solid holes to make them dazzling, show-stopping holes. And actually, could have had several of them on here. Same thing with your bunkers over here on the right. They're it's almost like they're just placed to be placed there. They're really not in play for most people. So if you're going to use them as a visual effect to help frame your hole, show them off. And you've not done that. And like this one, probably needs to be a little bit tighter up to the green complex right here, especially on a par 5. Same thing. These are just spaced a little bit odd. Same thing with this one here. I probably would have brought this bunker up closer into this corner. I mean, you can keep the same flow to your fairway right here, but bring that bunker more into play for a missed shot. But so just Okay, I like your rocks and everything. I like where you're going with that. I'm not sure why the trees are there. I'm trying to figure out a purpose here. So those tee boxes go to that hole back there. Your back tee pin position is right here. Okay, I guess from the back tees, the trees make sense. It gives you a way to play right. From this pin right here, the trees are like, okay, why the hell does he have fairway over there? But I see it now. I see it now. This is where you have to be careful because now then I've got a right to left wind and I've got to play into a tree. And you can't shot shape like you did in TGC 1. You can't just automatically kick it several bars left and hope everything works out right. There's too many other variables that go into it. So your fairway works the opposite direction of where your trees are making you play with any kind of side wind. This can be a little bit sketchy. Fortunately, I don't have a very strong wind, but you got to be careful of that right there. I mean, the look is great. Don't get me wrong. The look on this is pretty cool. I like that. But you got to be careful on how you implement. This works better if you've got a dog leg coming back this direction that somebody can play into. So if you move this fairway from where it is right here and move it over and start the corner about the middle where you have it now and move this fairway back off this direction and then into your green, it works a lot better. I mean, it's not affecting me right now a lot with a 4-mile-an-hour wind, but if you played in the same winds I played yesterday morning, which were consistently anywhere from 13 to 19-mile-an-hour winds, I'm pretty pissed off at that shot. You missed your chance on this bunker right here, Pablo. Same thing. Your hill right here in the front. The way this is done up, you kind of lost the depth of it. That could have been cool. Yeah, it's kind of got a weird shape to it for that as well. It needs to be angled and follow this edge of your green right here, your front point right here. Let that bunker follow that contour right there. It makes a little bit more sense, but you've got to keep your high part of your bunker up against the green complex and lower it down here in the front so it's visible. This hill that you've got there in the front has completely just hidden it, and not in a good way. Hidden bunkers work here and there, but they have to be very strategic, and you better really know what you're doing with them when you do it. And it's got to make strategic sense. This one, it just not my favorite shot of yours there, man. Yeah. You guys will notice Pablo hasn't used a lot of yellow and red on his greens, man. They're big. They're definitely big. But that's the theme of this contest is huge fucking greens. But he's definitely got a lot of movement into it. There's not too many straightforward putts on this course. For the most part, they're pretty fair. I've not had any that I've hit and I've rolled out past so far that I didn't have a chance to make par coming back. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. From a lighting standpoint, this has nothing to do with the contest. This is just a general statement towards the course. I think you would have been better served making it like a clear day and then using haze and no clouds, because this looks a lot better lit up than it does with that really foggy looking thing you have going on. But then again, I'm not a big fan of the clouds and the way the clouds work in this game. I don't like making my shit pitch black. Yeah, solid looking hole right here. I can see where the bunker down here works if you've got a pin location over here on the back right. It's hidden a little bit from us right there, but not a major deal. Another tricky ass little putt right here, isn't it? Ah. After Dark will be on tonight, Matt. I'll do a few here this afternoon, as much as I can get in before about 4:15, and then all in all, pretty good looking hole here, Pablo. The think you could have used raising the terrain over here on this side of it. Same thing been talking about the entire round. Raise the terrain up behind this bunker over here. Let that be a high side to your hole, and think about what that does to your hole then, and how those bunkers face you off the tee. Looks sweet. That's a tight shot right there. Whew. Made sure I wasn't going to have a fast downswing that time. Slow back swing, but I'll take that over a fast downswing any day. I just lose a little bit of distance. That's it. Get up there, ball. Thought I had the exact shot I wanted on that. It just didn't go, so I already knew I had a left to righter coming up right here. There was not a doubt. Stop. I'm just off the edge of all those putts, man, but I'm not willing to do any more. If I hit that a little bit harder, I'll probably make that, but I'm not willing to sacrifice my round on being too aggressive with these side hill putts like that, because you go too far on them, your ball's gone. Do have to be careful on that. Cool concept for a par 5. Let's see what you're giving us visually. Bum, 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 bum. I like the depth you gave this bunker right here. That's kind of a cool thing. Could have elevated that side just a little bit, but that's a very minor thing. So all in all, that works for me. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. No, that's not on you. I'm not sure how that's on me. I don't know how it was a very slow downswing, but go figure. Yeah, same thing. I applaud what you're doing with your bunker right here with the hill. I probably wouldn't have done the hill there though. I probably would have kept this pretty level going through there, and then just raised the lipped this bunker off. Just raise right around your outside edges of your bunker by about a foot, and keep the rest of this either level or below level of your green. You still get the visual off of it, but you've entirely killed your green complex on this shot right here, Pablo. Trying to get this nasty little thing up here and save par. Holy shit, that's a tough pin. So, all in all, I mean, good solid course. It's not anything you can take away from it on that. Just things I pointed out. I'm not going to rehash all of them. It's just some chances that, I mean, as you're evolving as designer, there's things that you could have done to take it from a good solid course to a dazzling course. So you've got a lot of really good concepts going on this. A lot of good hole design and routing and everything else. Just a few choices here and there along the way took away from the overall aesthetics and to a lesser degree the playability of some of the holes. But other than that, man, I mean, good solid course. I can see it being on tour. So it's definitely more of a CC Pro caliber, if not approaching Webb, just from the greens. If somebody's not a strong putter, they're going to struggle on this one. Your greens are approaching that almost, not the difficulty requirement there, but they work for what they are, given the length of shots and all that. So with that pin set anyway, I'd play the other pins to really gauge that. But since these are the pins we're judging, these are the pins we're judging. But other than that, good course, and I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream, get this uploaded, get it exported, and come back with another one. Give me about 5 minutes.